I think the people who've touched you with such gentleness and warmth in the years of your childhood, I think it stays with you. It was actually home away from home. Never felt like I'm outside my house. The last line of my letter would be, thanks for all the love that you brought in my life and all the love that I kept in my life to give out to others. I will never be able to thank Mother's Pride enough for that.
Welcome to another episode of Pride Stories. Today we have Ms. Jagriti Chando, a proud alumni of Mother's Pride, who is here to share her childhood memories, which was full of joy, warmth and love. Hi Jagriti, welcome to Mother's Pride.
Hi ma'am, how are you?
Absolutely fine. So how do you feel coming back to your school?
I think there's a lot of emotions. I look at the walls, I look at the castle of love, where love truly blossoms, and all I can feel is just love. Lots and lots of love.
So what did you felt the time you just stepped on the first step of the school?
I felt all the emotions that I would feel when my mother would come to drop me, and all those emotions. And my stomach started to churn. It's like I had butterflies in my tummy. It was like this whole dramatic scene for me, but a very nostalgic, a very memorable one, something that shaped me into becoming who I am today. So all of that came back, and I'm right now very, very emotional.
Oh, that's so sweet of you. Okay, when someone says Mother's Pride, what is the first thing that comes in your mind?
The castle where all of us felt like prince and princesses.
Yeah.
We and the colors, of course, the colors and the walls, the toys, the rooms, the teachers, everything. I mean, it's when I say Mother's Pride, or when I even hear that name, this is the first thing. I mean, the brightest of colors, even on the darkest of days.
Yeah.
It's something that takes me back to the memory lane.
Okay. And what did Mother's Pride mean to you as a little one? And what does it mean now?
Mother's Pride is home. I don't know any other word, and I don't think I will be able to explain or fathom how I feel right now. It was home, a safe space.
Mm-hmm.
When we're kids, it's such a difficult time to, detach from your parents, even if it's for a few hours.
Sure, yeah.
But I feel here at Mother's Pride, I always felt like I was coming home. So it never felt an alien place to me.
So what age did you join us?
Around 3 years. So that
Okay.
was 2000.
Okay.
Year 2000.
Great. You still look like a small little
Yeah.
Jagriti. Okay. So was there a moment there where you felt truly loved just for being you?
Every day, I think. Every day I felt love. I mean, as children, sometimes we're very difficult. We're fussy eaters. We tend to throw tantrums. But I think I felt loved every day. There was no specific day where, you feel loved. But the way the teachers would handle, the care that they would show, how they would caress us, sometimes correct our hair,
Yeah.
all of that, it was just pure love. I don't remember anything but love. Just pure love.
Okay. And do you remember anything your teacher did that touched your heart?
There are a lot of moments like that. Of course, I don't remember memory-wise. It's been more like a feeling to me, that those feelings have stayed with me. I think it's just small acts of kindness, small acts of love. Sometimes when I would not eat, maybe to be patient with me.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I would be a little fussy over something, or maybe cranky over something, to just patiently handle me. As a child, I think that stayed with me, and it's something that also shaped me into becoming who I am today.
Okay. Okay. Great. Do you remember a moment when you felt seen or understood without having to say a word?
So I was always a very different child. I used to think I'm a boy. And
You think?
I'm a boy.
Okay.
I did not have any idea about being a girl. I used to dress up like a boy, and when there were functions and like festivities, for example, Diwali, Dussehra, I would be Ramji.
Okay.
If there are freedom fighters, I'm Gandhi. So that's how I was a little different than all of the other. I did not like that much of makeup. I did not like what children usually like. So it was very different for me, but for them to acknowledge it, for them to accept me just as I was, it was lovely. It was it was beautiful.
So what was one small routine at Mother's Pride that made you feel joyful every day?
So I'd forgotten the term, but I got to know about it when I was interacting with people here. It's called the circle time, which we used to do every day. And it was when we would enter the classroom. So it was like a warm-up session. And I remember that so vividly, to just like loosen yourself, like in yoga, just loosen yourself and be comfortable.
Yes.
That I really liked. Along with that, I used to love to dance. So there were these dance sessions and there was meditation, all of that. I really, I miss it sometimes because as we grow up, we don't follow that. But I think it was a nice way to learn to socialize.
Great to know that. And how do you think Mother's Pride helped shape your idea of love and leadership?
I think love and leadership go hand in hand. A leader cannot not be kind. You have to be compassionate if you're a leader. And one thing that has stayed with me, that no matter what in life, I think love really keeps you going. It's the brightest star. And Mother's Pride has taught me to be loving, to be compassionate, to be kind. And I think I take it forward to this day. I try to be as kind and as loving as I can be, no matter what the situation. So it's been a long time since this journey, and you don't remember days or you don't remember moments, but I think they have inculcated it so nicely within me that it stayed with me forever.
So there are certain instances, I think, which stay lifelong with us.
Yes, and it's more than instances, because as kids we don't remember exactly what had happened, but the feeling, it's just stayed with me. I mean, the teacher's touch, it stayed with me.
Yes. And has the love you received from them the way you love others now?
Absolutely. I mean, I am because at Mother's Pride, it was just about love. It wasn't just about loving human beings. We were told to be compassionate to even animals. I think it shaped me in such a manner that today all I have to give is love. And I would want to spread it as much as I can, no matter how the other person is. It's just that you give out the love that you have, and I think I have a lot of it within me.
Do you think the love and care you got then still lives in you today?
Yes, which is why I hold it so dear to me. I mean, there are days when you're growing up, there are fits of rage, there is anger, all of that. But I think what I came back to was the idea of being kind and the idea of giving out love. I think the world lacks it sometimes, and there is a lot to give it. But nobody's actually going out and giving out the love that everybody deserves. I think even the people who we think on a personal level don't deserve love, I don't think that's the case. I think everybody deserves love. So I think I have it all stored in me in like a little locker where I'm always just giving out love, and I always will.
You're taking out little
day by day. Yes.
That's so
but I don't
sweet.
want to overwhelm somebody with so much love. A little is good.
Yes, absolutely. So what is one thing that has stayed with you from Mother's Pride? Something no one can see, but you can within you.
I think, like I told you, the fact that to be different and to still see the light and to follow the light, to follow the love, that has stayed with me. I don't have to go and tell people that this is how it has shaped me, but it's there. Unconsciously, subconsciously, I know that there is this whole feeling of never stopping, this feeling of being different and yet being there for yourself and being there for others. The fact that I was different was never something that stopped me. It is something that always gave me the confidence that I needed. And for me, the confidence, the love, the affection and the compassion that I have today is something that I really keep very dear to myself. I did not know for the longest time that it was because of the fact that I'm a Prideen. But today I know that this is where it was inculcated in me, and this is where I bring it out from.
Yes, absolutely. Is your time at Mother's Pride was a letter? And what would its last line say?
I think it would be a line full of gratitude and love. I would like to thank all the teachers who believed in me, all the people who believed in me, because there were days when we would go back home and we would do something that even our parents wouldn't expect us to do, because the teachers were doing a commendable job here.
Yeah.
Again, because love blossoms here, and there's too much love that I'm using, but there's honestly no other feeling that I have right now. What my letter, the last line of my letter would be, thanks for all the love that you brought in my life and all the love that I kept in my life to give out to others. I will never be able to thank Mother's Pride enough for that.
So I get that positive vibes from you, Jagriti. Matlab, your face, your body language and everything is so positive, full of warmth and very loving.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
So if you could sit beside your younger self, your pride self, what would you say to her?
One thing, that you made it this far and you will go even farther, is something that I would like to tell myself. That the fact that you're different does not put you back. It is not something that stops you. The fact that you are not like others will never, you don't have to be like very similar to other people. You can be your own true self. And one thing that I would tell my little self is that I told you that you'll make it, and you made it.
You made it.
Yes.
Absolutely, you made it.
Yeah.
Great. And seeing that little tiny Jagriti grown up in such a beautiful girl now.
Not so grown up, but yes.
So if you could revisit Mother's Pride for just one day, what would you do for the first?
Just play, I think, my heart out, because in this mundane routine of life, adulthood, I think that's what we don't have. Just be a child again. Just go back to your childhood.
You want to celebrate your childhood again?
Just celebrate that for hours.
Oh, that's so sweet of you. And what do you think Mother's Pride gave your parents apart from preschool for their child?
I think they give me a family to hold on to, a family that when I would not be with them, they knew that there are people they could trust, that I could be with. At Mother's Pride, I never felt teachers were teachers. They were more like guardians, because we were very small when we came into the school. And teaching, of course, we were taught a lot of things, but more than that, it's not about alphabets and numbers. It was more about the safe space, the safe place that we felt here. And the kind of trust that our parents develop over time with teachers and all the staff members, even if it's didis, they play a major role. Sometimes, you're crying and you just don't want to let go of the didi's lap. And I remember those moments. I was a very cranky child, a very difficult one at that. But I think it didn't just give my family a place where they could trust the people with their child. It also gave them a peace of mind. They were free. They were happy that their child is in safe hands, in their safe space, in the comfort zone that they wanted. It was actually home away from home. Never felt like I'm outside my house. The castle has been my home for years, and it'll always be.
Yes. So in your, if your teacher from Mother's Pride were listening to you right now, so what would you want to tell them?
Like a big thanks, and I wish I could hug all of them once, because I think the people who've touched you with such gentleness and warmth in the years of your childhood, I think it stays with you. And I think their passion to be with children, to teach children, and to also be compassionate is something that is absolutely commendable. And I would just want to hug them, and I would just want to say thank you for shaping me into who I am today.
Absolutely, so very true. Shaping children's future to such a beautiful girl like you. Okay, can you describe Mother's Pride without using the word school?
Like I said, home away from home. It was my safe space. It was when I don't remember. I mean, my mother tells me today, I was telling her that I will be visiting the school, and she said that, you would always be really excited to go. I was not like children who didn't want to go. I also needed some space of my own. So this was my safe space. This was my comfort. So I would call it home.
Great. And what would you say, makes Mother's Pride different from just any other preschool?
For me, I think the idea of not being very professional, of having the heart to deal with children, and that's why it feels like home. It does not feel like an institution.
Yeah.
It feels like you're coming somewhere where you're learning, of course, but then it just feels like, it's your own space. I think when I see children in other schools, it's more like I'm not saying that they could be as warm, they could be as good, but I still feel like there's this touch of professionalism which those tiny babies don't understand. They just want love.
Yes.
So this is the space where they just give out love and take love. It's where love blossoms.
Yes. How do you think all those rhymes, stories, and colorful activities shaped the way you see the world today?
The rhymes obviously made me fall in love with them. They made me fall in love with music, the sounds, and stories. Yes, of course, have stayed with me till date. Here also, I'm carrying a book with me. I don't go anywhere without my book.
Okay.
I need to keep reading, and of course, these are values that are inculcated when you're very young.
Yeah.
You don't know it at that point, but as you grow older, you just know where you're bringing that from.
Yeah.
And I think, again, they shaped me into who I am. Whatever I like today were things that were taught to me in this particular school in the time of my childhood. And, when we were younger, we were not very exposed to books and rhymes or digital books and all of that at that time. It is now when children have all these things available. Those things weren't available as much back then. But to shape me into this person who loves to read, who loves to write, is something that I will always thank Mother's Pride for. It's a part of my career. I write for a career. I'm a content curator. All that is happening because of Mother's Pride. Of course, later in school, it becomes more about just studying from the book and by the book. It was about Mother's Pride when they consciously developed me into someone that would have helped me much later in my life, and I'm going to thank Mother's Pride for it.
How do you think that the early start that Mother's Pride gave you helped shape your value and dreams?
I think as a very small child, I would be very compassionate towards people who were serving me, people who were bringing food to my table, and also grateful and full of gratitude for the food I have on my table. So to always thank God for the food that I have on my table was something I do till this day. Also, along with that, I love to pray in the morning, do a little meditation, do a little yoga. I think that comes from the fact that I was a Prideen, and this is how our day started. We would pray to the God, we would thank God. The idea of gratitude, it was imbibed in us such a long time back, at such a young age, and it stayed with me. So I think my values are shaped now because I wasn't doing it for a long time, but then now again subconsciously it started to come back, where I would pray first thing in the morning, and then I would thank God, full of gratitude. I would thank God for the food, not just God, but the people who are actually helping me get the food that I'm eating every day. I think that gratitude, that compassion has come from Mother's Pride, and a routine, of course.
As a part of Mother's Pride alumni community, what would you say to a mother who's looking for a preschool for her daughter's admission?
I feel if you're looking for a place where you want a touch similar to that of the mothers, send them to Mother's Pride. They will never feel that they're not at home. They will always feel that they are at home.
Oh, so great, so great. Thank you so much for joining us for this beautiful journey of love, laughter, and learning. This is Jagriti Chawla signing off till we meet next. Thank you.